Let me ask you something. As you sit here right now listening to this, do you have the body you desire? Do you live in that meat suit that is fit for the god or the legend you want to be? If the answer is yes, congrats. Good job. If the answer is no, well, you're not alone. Most of the men in this world and women are not happy with how they look and feel. And now the feeling part is probably the most important part, but what society has done is made the looking part the most important. And that's a tough one, because every time we look at social media or anything like that, all we see is these people that are marketing themselves. They're marketing their bodies, right? So they're spending their entire life based around that appearance, which is not mentally healthy. I don't care what anybody says. They pretend they're pretty mentally healthy, but I don't believe that they are. I was a competitive bodybuilder at one point, so I know how unhealthy that is. For us as men that are building and creating this life that we want to do it and live that life in a strong, healthy, fit body. So part of this creation process is creating that body. And to be honest, when it comes to creating the life you want, creating the body might be the easiest part. You know, now you might be sitting there 350 pounds and haven't seen your feet in 3 years saying, no, it's a hell of a lot harder than you think. Well, that is kind of true. And let me tell you why. Is one, as far as creating the life we want, if say you want a relationship of your dreams, well, there's a lot of synergies that have to happen in order for that woman to come into your life, right? And you have to learn to properly be in a relationship with her and properly not scare her away and be crazy. Say you want to have purpose and wealth. Well, a lot of synergies have to happen with that to make it happen as well, right? A lot of people have to come into your life. A lot of circumstances have to. So therefore, there is, as far as the manifestation of those two things, other factors are involved. When it comes to building the body of your dreams, creating that physical state you want to live in, it's just you. That's it. It's just you and your decisions. That's it. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. So it's actually the easiest one, and it's a great place to start, and it's a great place for me to get you to start with this so you can start to see some results on how this programming works. So what I was saying before is it's not necessarily your fault that you're like this. It's your subconscious mind's fault. You've just programmed it to be that way. So as I said, as you're sitting there and can't see your feet, you're like, well, this is impossible. I've tried everything. And I'm sure you have. A lot of people have. But have you ever wondered why when you try everything, it doesn't work? Well, I'll tell you why right now. This pen right here. This pen represents your subconscious mind for the purpose of this demonstration. Okay? So you've built this. Whether you like it or not, you've built it. And you've probably had a lot of help along the way. You know, you may have been a fat kid right from the get-go, and now you're still that way, and your parents didn't help fix that. They didn't put you in sports, whatever. Or maybe it just fell apart on you. Maybe you were in good shape, and then, you know, kids happen, wives happen, jobs happen, sports happen. Kids' sports, probably not your sports. And it gets away from you. But what ends up happening, if you watch the doom loop video I have, is you start to have this recurring revalidation of these beliefs. And if your subconscious mind has been taught through years of basically ignoring it or just self-deprecation to the point where you just are this fat, unhealthy guy and there's nothing you can do about it, well, you've programmed your subconscious mind to believe nothing but that. So therefore, when you go try to change it, it is damn near impossible. Because once you program that subconscious mind, it is hard to change. That's why if we can program it into something great, the maintenance is easy because it just wants to stay in that state, right? Relationships become easy. Purpose becomes easy. Your body becomes easy to have exactly the way you want it. So think about this pen as that subconscious. Okay, so it's programmed. Think about this elastic band right here, or rubber band as some people call it. Think about that as the resistance you feel towards, say, a new workout program or a new diet, whatever it is. This is the resistance you face. So you show up at the gym or you start eating good day one. No resistance. As you can see here, no resistance whatsoever. You're on top of the world. You know, I've made it to the gym. You're happy, and you should be happy. The hardest part of the gym is the first day. Same thing with maybe you get through a good day of eating. You're like, man, I did it. Cool. No resistance. Your subconscious still is like, okay, let's let this guy do his thing. This is cute to watch. Maybe is what your subconscious is thinking. Well, as we start getting further and down the road, we start to gain more resistance. Okay? So this hand here, pulling on the elastic band, this represents willpower and discipline because that's how we think we're going to get out of this. We think we're going to build the body of our dreams through willpower and discipline. And that's not wrong, but it's the hardest way to do it because willpower and discipline doesn't have, when you're on purpose, when you're creating, you don't need willpower and discipline. These things naturally start to happen because you want to do it. When your subconscious decides that it wants something, you don't need willpower and discipline to do it. It just happens. You just do it. You create. So this hand is your willpower and discipline. It's pulling on the resistance. Okay, so things are easy. You know, you're 2 days in, 3 days in. Subconscious doesn't really care because you're actually not threatening the paradigm in which it has been operating in. But as you start to get into it, it already broke. There you go. But let's pretend it didn't break, okay? So as you get going into this, apparently I have zero willpower and discipline. So as we start pulling into this, it gets harder and harder and harder, right? This isn't moving. It will not move. That subconscious mind, unless it's been reprogrammed, will not move, right? So the elastic band can. The resistance is all around, right? Here's diet 1. Yeah, diet 2, gym program 1. It's all around. The resistance, you're always pulling against this anchor. And what ends up happening is you can only pull so long with willpower and discipline against more and more and more and more and more resistance, and either elastic band breaks or your hand lets go. And then you are right back to where you started. Again, if you look at the doom loop, now you've reaffirmed that belief that you're fat and cannot do this, or that you're super skinny, or whatever it is. You have the body you don't like, but it is so entrenched in your subconscious to have that it won't move. So how do we fix this? Well, 2 things. There is the subconscious part of it, which is the, I guess, metaphysical or quantum physical part of it, which is going in and reprogramming that thing so that it wants to be in shape and wants to be strong and fit. Then the second part is the practical application of the tools to do it. So first and foremost, how do we program that mind? Same way we program ourselves with everything else. You wake up in the morning and you ignore the fat man in the mirror. Okay, so when you look at that version of yourself in the mirror, that is nothing more than a construction of yesterday's thoughts and beliefs. So all you're seeing is a perfect representation of what you have been telling your subconscious mind for however long. So it's not your conscious fault you're fat, but it's still your responsibility because you've trained the computer that is your mind to build that guy. But the beauty of it is we just changed the program. That's it. We change the program and poof, things start to change very quickly. So how do we change that program? In the mind, through visualization, through the way that we talk to ourselves, the way we see ourselves. So if soon as you see yourself and you're fat, and you can't tie your shoes and all this stuff, let go of it. Don't give that any kind of emotion whatsoever. That is, you're getting mad at something that isn't technically real. The real you is down the road. You got to start understanding that concept because it is huge. The guy you're living in right now isn't real. It's a fabrication of yesterday's thoughts and actions. The guy that we want is out in the future. We got to live through him. That's how you're going to do this. So, you got to start letting it go. That's one of the first things we need to understand is this a detachment from what we were yesterday. That's over. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We're left with the remnants of it, which is your today's reality, but tomorrow's reality doesn't have to be that way. So the first thing we got to do is let yourself off the hook for that. Hey, that doesn't matter. That the fat guy in the mirror is dead. That version of you is done because we're going to be programming a new version. So that new version, start living in that imagination. Use that subconscious imagination of yours, that piece of God that has been given to you so that you can become a God. Start using that. Imagine what it would feel like if you could tie your shoes effortlessly, or you could go up and down the stairs, or maybe you're not even that fat. I'm kind of using an extreme here. A lot of us are just a little out of shape. Cool. Well then, how does it feel to be dialed in that extra 30%? What does it look like when you take your shirt off in front of the mirror and you're like, hey man, I can see some abs, or I see some muscle definition, or hey, I just don't look like I'm going to have a stroke. Whatever it is. Start living in that. Start convincing yourself that is you, but it's just down the road a little ways. Because once your subconscious starts programming itself to be that way, it's going to say, we need to get to the gym, dude. If we're going to be this guy, we need to get to the gym. Oh, no, you're not eating that pizza, dude. No, we're not eating that because we need to get you in shape, because the guy we need to be, the guy you're programming me to be, eats better than that, takes care of himself. And then it becomes pretty easy because now you want to go do those things. But you need to get that subconscious impressed with that concept. Okay, so wake up in the morning and start getting on the track of, I am that way. I am in shape. I am this way. I am the way I want to be. Don't say I want to be the way I want to be. You are it right now. You're it right now. It's just a little ways down the road, but you're already it. The second that you let go of who you used to be as a fat guy or a not so dialed in guy, the second you let go of that, you're instantly the new guy. It's just you haven't seen the fruits of that labor yet. Okay, so that's huge. When you can understand that you already are it right now, it's just a gestation time period that you got to wait for, boom. Shit will start to happen faster than you can shake a stick. Okay? So that's the first part. And now look at any kind of the materials I will have up on this channel, if I don't have them up already for you, on how to program that mind. That's what a lot of these videos are going to be about. But the first thing we need to know is realize that today isn't real. That version of you today isn't real. You already are that guy you're envisioning. You just need to do the things and let the subconscious pull you towards that. Now, number 2 is the practical application of this. Okay? So, we need to have a better relationship with food. Okay? There is, on this channel, if I don't have it up already, there's a video called Body Blueprint of a God. I would suggest checking that out. It will give you all of the information that you need to know, but I'll touch on it quick. Food. You're eating too much of it if you're fat. Plain and simple. Fast. You don't need to eat as much as you think. I would only eat for 8 hours a day. That's the way I do it. I eat from noon till about 7 or 8 every day because I'm too damn busy to be cooking all morning. So I eat lunch, a big ass lunch or breakfast technically because you're breaking fast. Then another big meal, workout, 2 small meals, finish the day. You need to get to the gym. You need to strength train more than anything. Get off the goddamn treadmills, you guys. That ain't gonna... You're just getting tired. Go look how much walking on a treadmill you have to do to go burn off a 2 cream, 2 sugar coffee. You don't need to do it. You just got to stop drinking coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars in it. Then you don't have to do the... There's nothing that pisses me off more than when people go make a bunch of shitty decisions and then, well, I need to get in the gym and burn this off. It's like, you're not going to. If I showed you what it was going to take to burn that off, it would kill you. So get in, start lifting some weights, start building up that metabolism. We're men. Lift some fucking weights. Don't sit on a goddamn elliptical thinking that you're going to turn into something. You're not. And then the other thing is sleep. Sleep is huge. Whatever you got to do to get to sleep, get the fuck to sleep. Because this going to bed at midnight, 1 o'clock, and waking up at 5 is ridiculous. Put the phone away and get to sleep. And when we get into this, I'm going to show you, if I haven't already, there's a video on SATS, which is state akin to sleep, which is a Neville Goddard thing. That time right before you go to sleep is the most important time of the day when it comes to building and creating that man that you want to be, because that is when you can tap directly into the subconscious mind. But that's for another video. But at the end of the day is we do not want to be sitting on our phone till fucking 1 in the morning and then not sleeping, because your body does not respond to that at all. So get to sleep. Put down the phone and get to sleep. All right. So those are 3 things right now that you need to start focusing on, and use the other resources on this channel to do that. If I don't have them up quite yet, I'm fairly new to this, so I'm still populating this thing with all these videos. But as they start coming, check those out, because that will be, like I said, the body blueprint of a god. That is huge. That will get you dialed in. So that is all I have for this video today. I hope you found it riveting and insightful. But until the next video, I appreciate each and every one of you motherfuckers that are supporting me. And you have a good day, and God bless.